In the space of a few months, the civilized galaxy had become a vastly different place. The Clone Wars were over, the Empire had taken over the galaxy, and the Jedi were all but extinct. Even the most powerful of the Order, Master Yoda, had gone into hiding. He left in a rush, having lost a duel with Emperor Palpatine in the Senate chambers, and in his haste, he left behind his lightsaber. Today, we're gonna find out what happened to it. Just a short while after Vader's duel with Obi-Wan on the planet of Mustafar and the execution of Order 66, Palpatine held a political demonstration on Coruscant. There, he displayed all of the lightsabers that he had captured from the Jedi Temple and the fallen Jedi. The streets were lined with Imperial flags, and Mas Amida, a leading politician on the planet's Senate, worked up the crowd. In a matter of days, the citizens of the galaxy had flipped like a light switch, suddenly condemning the Jedi and praising their new emperor. An ever-looming sense of dread preceded the night's events, as the Jedi's lightsabers commanded center stage, eventually a sacrifice that would feed their appetite for entertainment. It was a truly sad sight, to see an area once populated and protected by the Jedi now overrun with stormtroopers and evildoers. High above, watching the commotion from a nearby window, Darth Sidious, now the Emperor of the entire galaxy, and his new apprentice, the former Jedi Anakin Skywalker, now Dark Lord of the Sith, Darth Vader, discussed the nature of their red lightsabers, as opposed to the multitude of colors carried by the Jedi. It was a topic that Amida was about to address too, as he riled up the crowd with tales of how the treachery of the Jedi had been outed for their new empire. He went further, telling of the Emperor's bravery against them. It was all lies, and the crowd ate up every word of it. This government that once protected and championed the Jedi as enforcers of good were now betraying their name, all at the behest of Darth Sidious. Amida's piercing eyes were enhanced by the huge screens that were hung behind him, accentuating the crazed and brainwashed mind he was spouting these lies from. Painting the Jedi as terrorists, he told of an assassination attempt on the Emperor's life, which worked to further convince the crowd that these once herald warriors that worked for nothing but peace across the galaxy needed to be wiped out. As Amida continued, he reassured the public that they were now safe. With a large bowl of lightsabers being brought out, Vader and Sidious continued their discussion. The Emperor explained to his new apprentice that although the Kyber crystals are the same with both Jedi and Sith sabers, the key difference is one emotion that Sidious claimed that the Jedi hid: pain. With the crystals being alive, once informed by a Sith's pain, it begins to bleed, creating the evil, tormented, and distinct red color on the blade. Back on the stage below, Amida proudly displayed the bowl of lightsabers to the crowd as it poured into a huge urn behind him. Dubbed by him as instruments of oppression, the many lightsabers that must have no doubt saved countless lives and prevented oppression when wielded by a Jedi collapsed into the urn. However, there was one particular saber not included in the bowl. Mid-speech, Amida reached into his gown pocket and pulled out a particularly unique lightsaber. Shouting that the galaxy had reached a new age of freedom away from the Jedi, he brandished the saber once owned by Master Yoda. Used to protect children, women, and anyone in need, this once heroic instrument was subsequently thrust into the urn with the rest of the lightsabers, painted as a symbol of oppression and violence. That couldn't be more ironic. Even the Emperor saw through it, mentioning to Vader that neither Amida nor the crowd really understood it, or at least understood the Emperor's definition of it. The crowd roared and roared, completely devoted to the Emperor's lies. Amida roared even louder as he proclaimed the end of tyranny. Then the urn burst into light. Yoda's lightsaber, along with countless others owned by fellow Jedi who were now being hunted down across the galaxy, were burnt to smithereens. Yet the Emperor's discussion about lightsaber color and origin had a deeper meaning, as he and Vader watched the flames from above. The saber of a Sith is not given, it is taken. Sidious could have gifted Vader any of those lightsabers to corrupt, even Yoda's, which would have carried extra poignance, but he understood that was not the point. Even if the Emperor painstakingly tracked down Anakin's former lightsaber, lost to Obi-Wan in the battle on Mustafar, Vader wouldn't have taken it. Just like Master Yoda, Anakin was presumed dead. The Empire worked to eliminate any trace of the Jedi from the face of the entire galaxy. As the lightsabers combusted and exploded in the urn, a huge plume of blue flames and force energy shot up through the square. causing a small shockwave through the stormtroopers on its side. It was almost the last gasp from the Jedi, a final display of power showing that even in death, their power was still one to be reckoned with. But it was also seen as a warning that Jedi, like Yoda and the countless other protectors of the Force, were still out there, somewhere, and would reclaim their galaxy when the time was right. Master Yoda's fight was not over quite yet. Even though he failed to defeat Sidious in their duel, and he had lost his sacred lightsaber in the heated battle, he would remain. Far away in the swamps of Dagobah, he would wait for the One to bring balance to the Force. The day when Obi-Wan would send Skywalker to him for training.